212, you are live right now under the radar, Trinidad and Tobago, with yours truly, Heavy Duty and David Welch. I see it had no traffic, but I flight on the highway to get here. Going 100 and 20. I mean 100. I'm not saying on the radio. On the radio, not saying that. Heavy, what's going on?
Good afternoon to you, David Welch. You're in a very jolly mood this afternoon,
but
but like you get paid. Anyway, good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago. Mountain boy. All fellas smiling. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to the Talk City 91.1 FM. We are on the fastest growing show on Talk City. It's called Under the Radar.
Under the radar.
Yes, and we are growing pretty fastly. I want to say good afternoon to those of you locked on YouTube and on Facebook. Yep. And of course, those of you locked on conventional radio. Mm-hmm. Yes, good afternoon to you. We're going to take you all the way up until 8 p.m. tonight, and we have a very interesting, well-informed, and jam-packed show for you guys this afternoon. All right, so David, take it away.
Yes, brother. All right, the NUGFW accepts 10% in the tune of $2.6 billion settlement for daily rated workers. This is a very much promise made, promise kept, heavy. This is a good one, and this is a real big one. Because it's $2.6 billion paying out by June, July.
The NUGFW is representing the nurses?
No.
Who they representing?
Daily rated.
Daily rated workers, okay.
Yeah, daily rated workers.
Right.
The nurses still complaining. Still complaining.
No negotiations as for them, right?
Well, I mean, it's not that. It's not that it's a no negotiations for them. It's that there's still the consultation phase happening right now. I think even for teachers right now, I see the CPO urging teachers to have a little bit of patience, and their settlement is being negotiated. Consultations are happening and stuff like that. In fact, I think they're just waiting to get a date for the payment. That's all for the 5%, I think, or 4%, 5%. It's 5% they got, right? Yeah, 5%. Why you watching me like that, Heavy?
Tell them the figure. How much?
2.6 billion. This is for NUGFW. And this is set to take place in June, July. They're set to get it. Imagine that. What?
I don't know why you happy. Like you part of that union, you get money too. You that daily paid? Like you have money to get to a happy boy.
Why can't we happy for the people? The people complaining long, they're waiting long for settlements. In fact, when this $2.6 billion is paid out, there will be no outstanding negotiations for the daily rated workers. That is the first time ever in 10 years that there will be no negotiations needed to be have for this period. None. Everything will be settled and upfront. Imagine that. This administration. Have you heard what talk? 2.6.
Just there's a background there I wanted to play for me.
What's the background?
It's right above the good, the bad, and the ugly. In pink. You see that's right above it in pink?
Oh.
Yeah. Right. Push it up on me.
It's up? Oh.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh God, hold on. You're gonna give your editorial.
Yes.
Take it away.
It is sad. And it's not like I don't want daily paid to get the money, or even PSA to get the 10%, or even the nurses to get the 10%. The question what nobody's asking: where the hell we getting $2 billion from? To pay everybody that is asking, this government had to cough up over $6 billion to pay everybody the 10%, give them the back pay. But nobody's asking the $6 billion question. Where are we getting it? Is it going to fall from the sky? It's not there. As far as I'm concerned, we have a lot of burning issues on the front burner to take care of. Instead of trying to pay people money,
Oh gosh.
These said people was there for the last 10 years under the PNM when wage negotiations came up 4 times and you all never protested. No, Kamala come. And yes, she did promise. She did promise. Yes, she did say she's going to pay. Yes, she said it. Yes, she said it. But she didn't say when.
True.
Right? But for some reason, all they wanted. At what cost? Now, David Welch, people may say, oh, heavy, he's a madman. People getting the money, you're supposed to be glad.
I'm saying that right now.
Yeah. But you don't understand. You don't understand economics when it comes to running a country. It have to come from somewhere. And if it's being borrowed, it has to be paid back with interest. If you're running your household, you don't borrow money to give away or to give to people. You borrow money to sustain.
I agree.
You borrow money to pay bills. You borrow money to eat, to drink, to sustain. You don't borrow money to keep people happy. That is not a good, how you go put it, a good economical move. It's a good political move. It's something what the PNM will do. It's a very good political move to save face and everybody, yeah, we like you know. But what are the repercussions? Nobody's asking.
Well, here's the thing. This is sad. It's sad. Your music's sad.
Yeah. It becomes sad. You all happy and jolly, but I am sad when you told me don't.
No. Here's the thing. Let me not forget, right? The UNC is a very smart administration. The only reason why they are paying out at $2 billion now, or $2.6 billion now, and they give the 10% for the PSA workers for Christmas, is because they know where the money coming from. They know how they're going to generate it.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this right now, David Welch. All right? Don't spend your passage money on a lotto ticket. You ever heard that saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're in Toko and you have the exact amount of passage to reach home, do not take that passage money and say, okay, I'm going to buy a lotto because the lotto going to play just now and I might win because I had the numbers. Right? You might end up walking from Toko to Port of Spain. And it's a very long, treacherous walk. I am telling you, you see that 2029 when everything's supposed to be materializing economically and we're supposed to get a windfall in gas and we're supposed to get the refinery back up and running at least partially and we're supposed to, all the deals that we made, right? Just like the same dragon dance was, Rolly was dancing and then all of a sudden they pull it back out because of whatever happened. We right now, geopolitics is shaky. Especially with that one Iran.
But it benefiting us.
Let me tell you how simple, let me tell you how devastating this is. Don't be sure how easy everything can fall apart. Somebody can assassinate Trump. New regime coming to power and they're not recognizing or staying to the deals that were made already on the table because these were under Trump and they said they're not doing nothing again.
Well,
and they pull back the OFAC license.
It's speculatory.
No, I'm not saying it's speculatory. I'm saying to you that if that happens, we're going to end up back in the hole with $6 billion in debt, and these people will still want the money.
No. Hold on. Because I what I'm seeing now, the economy is getting better. And
you not even seeing this that the $2 billion ain't coming from somewhere.
I see it come from somewhere.
Well, all right, but you didn't mention that. They come to talk about we're going to pay them $2 billion. Read the article and they're happy and smiling. But when I heard that, here I say
they're getting yes, it's $2 billion, right? But it's going to be paid out cash and non-cash as well, right?
We understand that, but it's coming from somewhere, David.
I agree. We sat here and spoke about how the energy sector is gaining revenue.
Yes, yes, it's going to
than again.
Hold on, it's not going to gain $2 billion in the interim.
I hear you.
Right.
I hear you. I 100% hear you.
Yeah.
But I do believe that it will be financed and it can be financed. And I'll tell you why. Right? And unfortunately, I will bring this up. I will bring it up. I'll bring up the heritage and stabilization.
David,
not that it needs to be dipped into.
All you telling me, right, is what I know.
Right, but
I make it my business.
This government...
Listen to me. I make it my business to know how the money running in this country. When I go in the papers or I go in any article to read it on my phone, I look for the energy sector first. Because I need to know that we're stable.
I think we'll be able to...
I am saying, leave them, let them make the noise and protest.
This is not
hold on.
This is the NUGFW.
I am saying everybody has a whole ass train. I was saying PSA and all that, so whole ass train, they go vex with me, you know. But I fully understand, right, that $6 billion, right, could have opened the new jobs for the 60,000 people who are on the breadline right now who not working. They could have started some program to start to get them back working in the interim. And everybody just started work and whole ass train, right, until the money come. The less than that $6 billion was going to spend on that. You understand? It might cost them $100 million a year just to run that program what Khadija Amin was running there with the 250 a day and get jobs for people to start back to work and go out and cut bush and clean drains and give them contracts and just heat up the economy a little bit with little work and thing for the people now.
Yeah.
Not give people back pay and give people money.
I hear you.
I am saying that is more important.
I hear you.
It is more important to get the CPEP before she's and the European workers working so that the crime situation can quite long a little bit so man got things to do, right? Instead of giving people a lump sum of money because they want it, right? Let them hold a little 2 years strain again. Let we get back on our good footing financially before we just get six. We will get $6 billion from the pay these people.
2.6.
No, you ain't adding.
Okay.
You're not adding PSA, and you're not adding teachers, and you're not adding nurses. What them calling for today? What the money to? Everybody want the money. As many they pay one, it has come like domino. Everybody want money coming down the line.
Well, I'll tell you where they getting the money from.
You don't know where.
The bonds, the finance minister come talking about bonds. They spoke about investments. They spoke about the energy sector. All of these things are flourishing, you know. And I hear you because you're saying that is money that we had to pay back at time, in times like that for the bonds and stuff like that, because those are things that we'll have to pay back, obviously. All right? But Kamala Persad-Bissessar has a plan.
David Welch, do you know this country is in over $750 billion US dollars in debt?
Well, I should have bring the last article. Embrace say we would have a $15 billion deficit. Remember that? And I have that. I literally saw that. But we have
debt.
We have, and this is what I'll say. I am not coming here to look at the country and just say, oh God, but the country in crap. We deep down. I understand that. But the whole difference now is that we have a different administration that is actually going to do stuff for the people. I agree with you. We need to look at the persons that are unemployed. We need to look at the crime rates. We need to look at these things. But in needing to look at that, you also have to understand that the teachers, the nurses, the daily rated workers, people have been suffering too.
I am saying to you, right? I am saying to you, they waited 9.5 years. Let her wait 2 more.
I'm not disputing.
I've been honest, right? I think this move that the government is making here, trying to find that money to pay these people the back pay and and raise the salary. Now, when salary raise, the recurring expenditure to pay them raise every month, right?
Yeah.
That is every month now. They're working on 2026 salary now, which is 10% more than they're working for. So the government had to add on additional 10% for every worker on the salary that pay raise. Right? The black pay is just a lump sum they're getting. Now they're getting extra money every month.
Yeah.
So the expenditure, the current expenditure, whatever figure it is going to be raised by almost 10%. I'm talking about PSA, NUGF, nurses, teachers, everybody who want the money. Right? That is money that we don't have either. Who's going to pay it? And then if we end up now where we have a shortfall where we cannot pay, then we gotta come up with some form of tax. Which she did say on the platform too. She's not going to introduce no new tax.
Yeah.
No, she got to go back on that now, and then the people will complain again. Oh God, the tax on the tax.
I don't think she'll have to go back on that, because you have to remember as well.
During
2010 to 2015, we had incentives here in Trinidad and Tobago.
2010 to 2015, we wasn't economically in this situation that we are in, brother.
They said that we were in a. They said
we were plenty better off in 2010 and 2015, brother.
They literally said 2010 to 2015, the country had no money. Wait, let's call this again. They say
we're talking about
2010, 2015.
But 2010 to 2015, we had money, boy.
They said Kamala Persaud had to float the economy. She had to pump money into country. We said it here on the show. She pumped it into construction. She pumped it into education. She pumped it into health. She created new jobs, literally. She created Coover Children's Hospital to bring in foreign exchange.
David Welch. Right? I want to enlighten your young, intelligent mind. And I commend you for trying to be optimistic.
That is not optimistic.
Optimism. You want things to happen. I want it to, you know.
It's happening. I don't want it to happen. It's
listen
happening.
to me. I want everything to work out, you know. Don't get me wrong here, you know. But I fully understand something called reality. Reality is that tea is how to drink it bitter, you know. It's sour, but you had to drink it. You can't throw it away at all. It's when that reality come in front of you and it's hot, you have to drink it.
But another reality is that the workers have been suffering for a long time.
And
the education
I am
sector
saying
in a mess.
to you,
healthcare sector in a mess.
I am saying to you,
corporations in a mess.
Yes.
People working literally on salaries that Kamala Persaud Bissessa built during 2010 to 2015.
And it's been in a mess, and it got worse because we had 9 years of the PNM.
And she is fixing it. And in fixing it, she is saying that I will make it better. Trust me. Kamala Persaud Bissessa, no. While the entire country was optimistic
Welch.
You know it. The entire country was optimistic over the U.S. and Venezuelan situation. Kamala Persaud Bissessa said, do not worry. I am Kamala, and I will not worry now. If they're giving $2.6 billion, I know Kamala knows exactly where it's going to come from. She know.
David,
talk to me.
You ever did business?
Yeah.
You did business in school? Huh?
Yeah.
Business management?
I did business management, did the principals, the office administrations, and went on to,
All right. In business, there's something called the unforeseen variable, where you cannot predict. Right?
Yeah.
It comes with a tax that you didn't look out for, right? Shortage of goods, something happened and it wasn't getting, you had to change providers or change people who you was buying from because something happened and a shipment come late or you lost a shipment. It's unforeseen variables. When these things happen, you don't know what's going to happen. But you had to put something in place in case, right? Hurricane, rain, something, fire, your place is burned down. Yeah. It's unforeseen. That's why people have insurance. Yeah. Because of unforeseen variables. Yeah. Right? As much as we love Kamala, we believe in she, and we saying, okay, she go do this and she go do that, she go do that. What will happen if there's no she before the time comes?
Again, optimism.
No. That's what I'm saying. It's an unforeseen variable. Right? And an unforeseen variable you cannot predict. You have to safeguard. Now, everybody want their money now. They are not seeing the unforeseen variable. What will happen next? And all I am saying, right? Stop looking to spend money that we don't have or we ain't get yet. It come like you borrow money and a susu hand that you think you're going to get. You're waiting for you get a $10,000 susu hand. You went to the bank and borrow 10,000, right? You spend it and you're waiting for your susu hand to pay back. And what happened? You never get your hand because somebody didn't pay and 2 people drop out and all kind of thing. And next thing you know, you're going to get again $2,000 from where you're paying. Things like that does happen. So what I'm saying to you is, right? As much as we want Kamala to fix everything, I am saying to you, everything can be fixed, but it cannot be fixed overnight.
I agree.
And you cannot be fixed with money that we don't have.
I agree.
Right? Everybody want to get their money. We don't care where Kamala get it from. Kamala can go and sleep with the devil to get that money to get them they want it. Right? But I am saying to you, there were countries in this same world that did that same thing. Even went to borrow money from China and all kind of thing and end up. You ever see story about Bangladesh? You understand? And end up losing everything. Right? And that's a risk I don't want to take. Because the future of Trinidad and Tobago have to be secured, and the people, that money they get now, right? If anything should happen, would all come to nothing if we end up in a road down like Venezuela or Haiti or somewhere where we had to be catching with aunt, uncle, and then we had to value the dollar and all this thing. I am saying this, I'm not preaching doom and gloom. Oh, don't get me wrong. Right? I am preaching think before you act. You understand? Things in the pipeline, yes, things in the pipeline, it's looking good. Right? But at any given moment, something could change and the variable could change. And that's all I am saying.
I hear you.
Right.
I hear you.
I rest my case.
And I am saying.
I rest my case.
You rest. I know waking up. I am saying that I am elated for the NUGFW workers, those daily rated workers, because I know how long they're complaining. All right? These people, and I want you to know, this is not the nurses, they are not the teachers. The NUGFW workers actually said when teachers were protesting for it, all you wait, Kamala Prasad will give all it, where she get the money from. They were saying that at the time. All right? This was last year. Right? They were saying that when she first came into office and say, we could wait until next Christmas. We could wait until 2027 because we know we will get it. And for the CPO now to come and say they're getting it and they'll get it either by June or July, this means that Kamala Prasad already know where she getting money from. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
She know. And I agree with you. We need to look at where the economy is at. We need to look at the future of Trinidad and Tobago, what happening after Kamala Prasad, Bisasa, etc., etc. But in all of that, I'll remind you, Heavy, we also have a country to run today. And in running it today, there are certain choices that that the government is going to have to make.
Right. And besides the public servants begging, saying that they need the money and they wait so long for it and they want it now, we have a group of people that not working.
I know that.
Right? They're unemployed and they're saying, we're going to be suffering. And we have nothing.
Kamala is also saying to them, hold the strain.
You understand?
Things will happen.
To me, that money more important to start something for them than
I don't disagree.
Paying public servants. At least they have a job.
I don't disagree with you.
At least they have something coming in when the money come. But
we have a break.
So we're going for a break. When we come back,
let's have this.
I know.
Music sad.
No sad music.
No. We're going for a break. Or you gonna leave the viewers sad? Wait, that segment done, Trinidad. That segment done.
I'm sure people trying to call me. We'll take some calls.
We'll take some calls on the Trinidad Tobago. Stay tuned to Talk City 91.1. Heavy, boy, heavy. You bring it heavy as we start. Stay tuned.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Up for this exciting challenge? Confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to
Yeah, 6:32 right now in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome back to Under the Radar. We're going straight to the phone lines. Caller, you're live. Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Heavy and Mr. David.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I see some of them CNM, they're trying to give Mr. Fali a bad name.
Mr. who?
Mr. Fali.
Okay.
For Friday, Augustus.
Oh, Fali.
Yes. Them CNM and them. Why they doing the gentleman that?
All right.
Eh?
Appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Because the man going good.
Yeah, brother. Thanks so much. 622-4911, 622-491-394-4911. Caller, you're live.
Good day.
Yes,
Heavy.
sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
You know when you know talk, you talk real common sense, right? And anybody who can understand that what's that they be real stupid in it. And I agree with you also the public servant and them done working, they done have a work.
Yeah.
And everybody want their money, they want it. All of a sudden they want it.
Correct.
And that's why crime kind of high in the country, because when you really look at it, plenty people not working.
Plenty people not working.
Plenty people not working, but they could have take some of that back pay money and, create a little more employment. And somebody back pay, give them a little 1 year, 2 year, but everybody want all their money one time.
Yeah, correct.
What you go do, boy?
That's the problem.
Brother.
That's the problem I'm having.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Caller, you're live.
Yeah, good afternoon, Heavy. Good afternoon, Welch.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, depending on what the money. Mr. Welch and every duty and whoever look to listening.
Yes.
I went by a minister today. Me and my mother was moving.
Hello, KFC? if we're talking a particular topic here, I really don't want to change.
Boy, I see pro-racist about discrimination thing and victimization thing. Boy.
All right, 6224911, 6224911, 3944911. That's the number to call. We on this segment right now.
Let me just say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
KFC, with all due respect, don't use my show or this show as a platform for you to come here and drag nobody with your personal issues. Whatever personal issues you having with whoever you're having with, you can call them, right, and deal with it. Because you call the last show and they talk about it. You don't need to call every show and talk about it. People heard you on the last show. We having a show right now. I don't need that on this show, okay? Thank you very much. I respect you. Respect my show, please. Thank you very much.
Caller, you live.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I respect you guys and your contribution. But, you know, it's the same thing. I am a PNM. It's the same thing the PNM have been saying. But I don't want to, because I feel like the PNM, I don't like UNC, or I don't like what they do, or what they stand for. I don't know how to explain myself. It's the same saying, well, the country doesn't have money, and I heard Santi Kamala say, we're going to find the money, and I have seen this happen when UNC was in power and PNM was in the opposition, and I've seen this happen now as the UNC or as PNM in the opposition. So this thing and how we are looking at it, I hear heavy things earlier on when we go, we may possibly have to borrow money. And it is what we have been saying, because I have been listening to Heavy quite a while now. Heavy is one who suggests that, you know, we have money in this country. Each citizen will get this and this and this. And I often listen, I hear most speaking about money management, or about like this thing. And I never knew that he was saying elections. Because running a country is like running a home. Running a home is like running a country, I believe, so that we need to look at how are we going to generate funds.
All right. Thanks, man. Wrap it up.
Are we going to stop the littering? Are we going to, because there is famous ways with as a PNM where we could make.
All right, thanks so much, caller. Thanks so much. Caller, you're live.
Thank you. Very good answer. I come to the conclusion that these PNM supporters, the judge, government, especially PNM, is a different yardstick.
Definitely.
I'm convinced about that. Because, when you study, the election was just in the next few days. It will be exactly 1 year, right? Mm-hmm. And you will believe hearing the Honorable Colin Stammer, no them supporter will go on the thing, the leader of the opposition. You could swear she was living away. She was not in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Right? And all the issues that they calling the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister, to fix the health thing, the health sector, fix it. You were sure she was living away. She wasn't jumping. She just when Rowley and them and the Alsing and all of them, the same issues that faces the nurses and them, which this government is fixing. When you hear some of the issues, this government is trying their best to fix it, but they come in, all of them come in and they want everything, as a previous person said, want everything in this few months this government in power. But God don't like ugliness. God don't like ugliness, This Prime Minister and this government have our next 4 years in power. And they will get it right. And I want to see what PNM will have, what legs they will have to stand up. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Caller, you live.
Yes, caller.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon. With all due respect, I know that man you want to come on your program to vent and see what's going on. We're going over the KFC. Well, tell me when they are their program and they are.
All right, cool. 622-4911, 622-4911. Caller, you live.
Yeah, if people are serious and they want the country to move forward in the interest of themselves, they have to make sure that their face look like salt prunes in opposition.
Okay. 622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. I think we had to get some more. It's like some females calling now. Oh, God, boy. This male dominated. I want to hear from the females. The females are the ones, you know, with the heart who can long.
This is what kind of show this is? This is a political show. Anybody can call.
Oh God, it's the same.
This is not a love show.
Nah, let me get some females. We hear from the ladies and them out here. What they saying? What they wanna say? Get some off your chest.
It's not that kind of show.
No, about the topic.
Yeah, but most females not into too much politics.
I sure it has some.
It has some, but I'm not saying most people.
I'm sure they go call.
Right.
Well, all right, 622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. They tell somebody tell me here they don't like that they smile so much.
They don't like why you smile so much?
Smile so much on the show. I don't care.
Okay.
I would laugh as much as I want to laugh. Caller, you laugh. You're live. Sorry.
Yes, I'm hearing you saying, hold on, tighten your belt, hold on. I am not in ministry. I've never been employed with the government, but I just consider it's the lowest class of people that when we say hold on, it's holding on or have to hold on. I've never been employed with the government. I've been employed with like massive company.
Caller.
And my friend, I could only ask my people, especially African people, measure twice at once. Learn to love and love to live. Let us look on the brighter side. Let us be creative and productive. The government cannot do all. Let us of ourselves get ambitious, creative, productive, and get involved in things that is conducive to good living. I don't know how to say that with my friend. Because at the end of the day, I know it's not the government only. Locked on and listen, my brother.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. Allow me to say something, David, well, before we take any more calls. Just allow me to say this, right? The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are like children, right? Children are unaware of the problems that their parents have, right? Because parents don't sit down and tell the children, most parents don't sit down and tell the children what they're going through with regards to employment, regards to the problems with the stress of the house, the bills, whatever. Parents deal with that because they find children, right, don't need to know that aspect of the business. So if your parents going through whatever problems they're going through, stress, heartache, pain, they don't tell the children, right? The people of this country are like children when it comes to politics and when it comes to economics and when it comes to running a country. Don't have a clue or idea how, because they never were taught that about that. Okay? We were never taught nothing about that. And that was done willfully. We were taught just to be bright enough to vote and dumb enough to work. Right? All we know, we gotta get money. Right? Okay? All well and good. In 1986, when the NAR came, after they went on platform in the election and said, we're going to give you a better Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to fix everything that is, all the problems that they had, we're going to raise this, we're going to raise that, we're going to give you money, we're going to think that. And when they came in, they had was to fire over 60,000 people, cut public servants' wages, cut the back pay, take back the cola, you understand? And send up some and give them what they call something called VSEP. That is to get them VSEP. Those who are going closer to retirement age, hear what? Leave now. Because we cannot pay you. And we'll give you a package in bonds to go home with. You understand? This is what these stringent measures they had was to do. You think the people cared? They said, Robinson was lying. They said that our money there, I can never run out of money. God is a Trini. All the money what Eric William and them leave there. That's what I was saying, you know. How you could come now and say that no money, we never had this problem before. What you do? You didn't want to take out the money. They were speculating because they don't want to believe that we were broke. And they couldn't understand just short 6 years before that, we were better in money. Now, while I understand this, and I heard X and X talk this morning, and he was saying he believed that the government should come out and tell people, do a press conference, come on the media and let them know exactly where the country is at financially. And bring charts and bring graphs and show them the numbers and show them what it was and how much we in debt and how much everything. He said that. Right? And people call in and say, yeah, if it's so, let them come in and see, and let them come in and show we. And I'm saying, I was trying to call him to tell him, no. She cannot do that. You can't do that. Because if you do that, you're going to panic certain people in the country, the manufacturers and the businessmen, and they're going to panic and they're going to hold back the Forex. You understand? And then people who have money in the bank want to take it out and put it, send it away in case something happens, in case the economy collapse. And not only that, we are going to different countries trying to borrow money. People don't lend money to people who don't have no money. We have to portray to them that we're sitting economically stable for them to lend we. Because they want it back. Yeah. Right? So if we come and do a show and she come and say we don't have this and we don't have that and we broke and we owe it and what the people, what the lenders going to say?
But you don't think it's in the same regard with the increasing wages today, heavy?
I am saying...
But is it not in the same regard?
No, it's not in the same regard.
Because if she withhold...
I am saying, David Welch, I am saying, right, let them hold out until...
But then, are you not sending the same message?
You will send a better message. You will send a better message if you open new jobs.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. Trust me, I'm not disagreeing with what
you will send a better message to open new jobs.
But regardless of something happening.
But I'm trying to speak to the people who calling in and talking like, you know, all the government is coming and saying no money.
Yeah, but I think heavy, and you did speak about this on the show, and I keep reiterating it, yeah? The problem that you're raising is not that the country in itself don't have money, you know. The problem that you're more so raising is that they thief out the money.
Right.
That we don't have the money anymore.
Correct.
That's it.
Right? And not only they thief the money, they put we in debt.
They put us
so
in
they
debt.
borrow money.
Yeah.
I did that. Listen to me.
Thief and borrow.
I had all the documents from the financial report from 2016 to 2024 showing all who they borrow money from and how much they borrow from and to pay back in 2027, 2030, 2032.
But and just so therefore you know as well, because the Attorney General released some information recently with all the attorneys that have been
correct. That was in the report too.
Correct. P&M time.
Correct.
Right?
So I understand, right, where we are sitting at now because I understand the P&M playbook.
Does that not tell you, the reason why I brought it up, does it not tell you, Heavy, that we are economically getting better? And I hear you when you say, wait out, hold on, or maybe spend it elsewhere, or spend it on employment. We are getting better and everything will be fixed.
Welch.
I think you're picking and choosing which one to fix.
Unlike you, right?
Yeah.
I have lived through a dark time in this country already.
P&M dark time?
That is joke compared to what we were under the NAR.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying to you, right? The chess game, right, is about making moves at the right time. Right? And I am seeing the same moves that was played back then being played now. The propaganda machine already started. Right? The same thing that happened in 86, the people is going to cry and bawl. The people that are not employed right now, right? It's just a matter of time before they start to lash out. But they're going to lash out in a different way, right?
No, I will disagree after.
You can disagree if you want because you talk.
No, I'll tell you why.
I'm talking based on experience. I don't know what you're talking based on.
I will just tell you
Let
why.
me explain you. Let me explain you.
Yeah.
Right? My job, I consider my job to be, right, to make sure that this government is successful enough to win the 2013 election because I know in 2029 is the beginning of getting the benefits of the drug and gas deal. It's just the beginning. Because a lot of work have to be sown. It will take a couple of years. It will take the whole of 2027 and probably coming to the end of 2028 before everything, the pipeline run and we start to do things and the gas start to come out and we start to do, and Shell and them start to do thing and then we will start to see the resources starting to rise. I am saying, if enough negative propaganda is spread between now and that time, the PNM will be looking to win the 2030 election and benefit from the gas, right? And pretend that, oh, we come and save the country. Because they must make mess, put another government to try to fix it, and then come back after they fix it and says, then fix it. That is a recurring decimal that we need to move the point. Right? So I am saying, as well as I have high hopes and intentions, and I hope that this move here, right, is pan out and everything work out, and as much I hope that happens, I am also looking at the variables.
I would say heavy. But of course, I see it. But back from NER all the way up now, there's one thing that missing. We never had social media. Persons now are not listening to conventional media to get their information in heavy.
I understand.
Young persons are not listening to conventional. Young persons are grabbing at social media.
And what social media is saying?
No, hold on. Which is going to dictate information and credible information as well. Right now, yes, you have persons on social media that are just bad talking, bad mouthing, this, that, and the other, right? But when you go to different platforms outside of Facebook, outside of just those that bad talk, Kamala Prasad Bissessa, you go across on Instagram where the young persons are at. They are the ones that are looking at this very strategically, They are the ones that are also saying, hold out and wait. I cannot even remember the last time my own mother, my own sister, and I know that's two in a million, right? But those two that would look to say, people could just wait. Same thing you saying, people could just wait. Kamala doing she best, Kamala doing good, and very much upset and they want to hear from the PNM, There's still a wide range of persons that don't want to hear from them, and a wide range of persons as well that listen to video clips on social media, either you or I or other persons that are speaking good about Kamala Prasad Bissessa and the government, or strategically on social media, and they're like, yeah, they're listening. That's just a variable there that changed.
Social media is a double-edged sword.
I agree.
Right?
I'm not saying
and
no.
if you don't try to control both sides of that sword, because the social media won that last election.
Correct.
Right?
Kamala and UNC won on social media, yes.
And don't feel the PNM didn't realize that.
They did.
Okay.
They're trying to utilize it.
And they are utilizing it.
They're trying. The PNM is still very much on conventional media, which is why PNM 3 is so adamant to push
Let me tell you something, that guy with the name of R is a thorn in the side of and he's being paid, eh?
I hear that. I agree with that.
His videos, I on 28 chat groups in my phone. Some of them non-political, and his videos trending all.
But just be mindful as well, Harvey, that he is trending.
Listen to me. I am not talking about. Let me tell you something, David. I'm telling you, we don't need to election. You could work on people's mind from all now.
They could try.
You saying that?
I'm not saying no.
I need you to step out of you and put your shoes in the foot of the normal citizens who have no political allegiance. And I'm going to tell you that is a very dangerous road to tread. right? We need to work on that. Anyway, we got to go for the...
Is the segment, Joe?
Yeah, we got to go for the segment. We're going to do it quick before we go for the... playway, right? So the numbers to call, we're going to do the Know Your Country. Yeah, Know Your Country.
All right. So let's find out what you know, Trinidad and Tobago. 622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. Access phrase is Know Your Country. It's time to come in and tell us what you know. So get the lines going, 622-4911, 6 minutes
Just
to the hour.
remember the access phrase is Know Your Country.
Let me find out what you know, Trinidad and Tobago. Come on, 622-4911, 622-4911, or 394-4911. You see if he was giving away some of this line done going up, you know. You see, ask me something, have you? Let me see if I know something.
Ask you something?
Yeah, I feel like I know something, man. I think I know something.
Where I ask you, you know?
I ask something, Call it access phrase. You go on. Come, Heavy, ask me something. Let me see. Go ahead.
What is our national watchword?
Oh God, how you ask me that on radio, boy? Where's the national watchwords, boy? Is it discipline, tolerance, and respect?
622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. Those are as the WhatsApp line. If you want to send if you want to call us there, you can call us there also. Right, so we are taking a course right now for Know Your Country. This is where you call and I ask you a question about your country, and you're going to just see if you know your country. Right, until we get a sponsor for that show. We need to get something for this.
Yeah, we will get something for the show. We will get something for the show. Like, people ain't want to call, boy. People scared to call right now.
The show you on the we on live. Honestly, good evening to the people who are on the stream.
I know they had some.
Right, those of you on the YouTube and on the Facebook. Good evening to you. Right.
Let's we just go. Nobody want to
call. Let's continue. So
I don't know.
I know we're going for the break that song.
Yeah,
so I just want to mention quickly, right? Because I don't want nobody to feel that I fighting them, right? To the caller, call KFC, who called just now to talk about who he went to and his racism and all kind of thing. The reason why I don't allow you, because I can't allow you to use this platform, right, to vent your personal grievance where you have with anybody, you understand, within the government, right? If you want, you have my number. You can send a mess. You can message me, and we can have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow you just to call my show and just talk about whoever in the government just like that. I'm not going to do that. Right? I don't have that information. I don't know if you're saying is real or true. So I have to wait until I get the variables. Right? With all due respect, that's why I didn't allow you, because you called the previous show, but I heard you on the previous show talking that same exact thing you want to talk on this show. Why will you wait for every show to come on to keep repeating the same thing you already vented what you had to vent on the previous show?
Man, what you know?
You understand?
Call your live. Call your live. Mute the background now, please.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Yeah, brother.
I know when Penny comes young, when Miss thing, Penny comes young, yeah, the first lady of the country. Yeah, and he's a Crawford when the first gold medal.
All right, brother. Thank you very much.
There we go across this, bro.
So we're going across to the playway when we come back. We'll continue the show.
I don't know what Talk City find these people. How these people find Talk City, you know? I don't know. Stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago. We're going for the NLCB and we'll be back right after this.
City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? Confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? Confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? Confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? Confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry-Leen Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Up for this exciting challenge? Confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-42.
All right, 12 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock right now in Trinidad and Tobago. We are back under the radar with yours truly, Heavy Duty and David Welch.
Yes, we are back.
From Flavor, Carnival, because we see the news coming out that it cost the state a total of $16 million for Carnival. TTT has that story right now, so let's get to it now.
Go ahead.
To TTT News. Over $16 million was expended for the establishing and operating of the 2026 Flavor Village initiative during the Carnival season. This was revealed in a written question for response by the Minister of Culture and Community Development in the Upper House on Wednesday. According to documents submitted to the Parliament, $13,500,000 was spent on line item 28, other contracted services, while in line 62, $1,484,500 was spent on promotions, publicity, and printing. Smaller amounts were spent on short-term employment, security, and construction of facilities. The answer also covered procurement processes utilized and the criteria and methodology applied in the award of contracts. It noted that the criteria were applied in a manner consistent with the principles of transparency, value for money, and fairness as prescribed under the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Property Act.
All right, so that's the news there, $16 million for Flavor 2026. Think good spend, Heavy?
Yeah.
That's
plenty less than previous spending, I must say.
A lot less. Right?
Plenty.
So that's the good news coming out of Flavor. And then we head across to a little bit of international news. The U.S. lifts sanctions on Venezuelan acting President Delcy Rodriguez.
First time. No. This is a momentous and historical, act that the sanctions are now being lifted on Venezuela and its leader, right? Because Venezuela have been under sanction for many years, right? Since Chavez.
Yeah.
That's decades.
Yeah.
That's decades of sanction. You understand?
Correct.
So the life in Venezuela is looking upwards.
Correct.
Right? They have a stronger billing process. They have to have a stronger billing process than us because they their economy was probably decimated. But the nice thing, they have a lot of resources still, right? It's how they're going to use that resources now for the people and build back their countries. It's the first thing that they started getting like food products and goods and services into the country and back up and running.
Yeah.
And all this here is opportunities for us as Trinidad and Tobago. There's opportunities for us. Yeah. We having manufacturers here. You understand? Instead of going up the road, you could come right across here and get food and
particularly, you see, it opens up a whole avenue as well for the Western world as well and for the Southern Americas, all right?
Yes.
Because Vassan Bharat spoke about this, bringing Google to Trinidad, bringing Facebook to Trinidad, call centers to Trinidad and Tobago. All right, we could open up our market for so much. All right, that could benefit both Venezuela, Trinidad, and the southern world as well. So yeah, this means great news for Trinidad and Tobago as well. The opening up of the releasing of sanctions on the Venezuelan president or acting president Delcy Rodriguez, and that's basically lifting sanctions on Venezuela itself.
Correct.
Technically,
Correct.
Right? Energy is ruling in Venezuela. Oil and gas is moving once more as it should be moving. And well, we know that she's a puppet. All that she say, gone out the window. But anyway, Delcy, we love you now. But that speaks as well to the opposition right here in Trinidad, because their support would have been and has been for the narco state of Venezuela.
Maduro.
And they peddled that narco state since, well, for 10 years, a whole 10 years straight. They peddled that narco state. And now that the sanctions are lifted and Nicolas Maduro is no longer there and the Venezuelan regime is no longer just a narco state anymore, I wonder what Penelope Beckles would say next. But let's take some calls. Caller, you're live.
Hello?
Yes, sir, you're live.
What's up? Yeah. Okay. So the phrase, know your country.
Should I go back? Go ahead. Go ahead. Ask the question now. You come with the access phrase.
You come with the access phrase? That time passed already. From your country, yes.
Sorry. Now,
you cannot
I wasn't there. Sorry about that. I wasn't getting the WhatsApp thing all the time.
Okay.
So now I call I tell myself, all right, sorry about that. I can talk.
Yeah, you can talk. Go ahead and talk. No problem.
Your editorial, right? It's talking about your editorial is talking about everybody wanted to happen. Which is any job and them wasn't running on nothing anyway. And then you come back now and you say you talk about NAR, right? Which was contradictory because if the government do what NAR did, you see what happened to NAR? You understand what I'm saying? That is just something I try.
I'm trying to follow you, but
no, you were saying
I spoke about
the government study. You were saying that the government study give people what they want, but what they fight for, right?
No, I didn't say that. Yeah, what I was in my example, I use NAR as an example, not to say the current situation of the country to the public, right? Because the NAR did that, and it turned out that it didn't work out in their benefit, right? The NAR didn't work out in their benefit, so they would not. I'm saying that this government shouldn't tell the nation exactly the financial issues that was going on in the country.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, right?
All
right, Cora. Thank you very much. Yeah.
The U.S. Embassy also reopened as well in Venezuela.
You're lying.
Yeah. The United States formally reopened its embassy in Caracas, Venezuela on March 30th, 2026. That is 2 days ago. Resuming operations for the first time in 7 years.
they'll still remain there until the election time comes around, and then they will let the people elect who they want to be their leader, right? And things will start to look up for Venezuela. I am happy for them though, right? I don't think the people of Venezuela are angry or revolting that the mere fact that their leader Maduro is gone.
Nope.
No, they didn't see them marching in the streets and all of that. Are you anything going on in Venezuela? Any riots and all them things?
Nope. People happy.
All right.
People happy. Very, very happy. Somebody saying it here as well. The U.S. Embassy reopened in Venezuela. Thanks so much. We have a voice note. I'm going to play the voice note.
Yeah.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. David, Heavy, everyone on the program. This is Vicky Rambasad, and I want to put my 2 cents. No, it's not today we outside here advocating for change our government. And I find the people of Trinidad and Tobago getting sidetracked too fast, right? People, let me remind all you how much millions they collected during COVID, right? That is one. No roads are fixed. Nothing done in Ministry of Education. Nothing done in utilities, all these public utilities, all these government offices, while PNM served in power. Nothing was done. Nothing got fixed. Children education was on the line. Schools abandoned, right? People don't forget, all you're getting caught up with the lies and all the bacchanal and the confusion PNM pushing right now. You understand? They will never stop because they're desperate to come back in power. And everything they're using is URP. Everything they're using. But these people who was under corruption in CPEP, they have no remorse. They don't care. Everything now, they want to make the present government look bad. But again, people need to understand is like, Kamala had to build a whole country back together again. Because of why? Because there's absolutely no money, right? What the people need to demand is these ministers in opposition, these opposition ministers, hold them accountable. Bring charges against them. That is what needs to be done. They're walking free, they're skinning, they're grinning. But they ruined Trinidad and Tobago. And now Kamala have to work tirelessly to bring back the country, again, right? For PNM to destroy? No. People need to wake up. Things can't happen in a year. This is 10 years of damages done. It cannot be fixed in 1 year.
I agree. So, what somebody say here, boy? I saw the message, you know. I was not reading it. Anyway, somebody wants an editorial on the employment drive and unemployment drive day by Heavy Boy. Yeah, some.
They want an editorial on the employment drive and the unemployment drive?
Or the unemployment drive, yeah.
In what aspect?
I don't know. That's what it is. I just read the message. So maybe they could give some context.
Yeah, that'll give some context in what? In a negative or positive aspect?
I think that'll be based off you. Your editorials are usually from you. All right? They say Heavy, the US removed sanctions on Delcy. We now see who sell out Maduro. It's a correct, you know.
I honestly believe that Delcy was contacted by the CIA. You understand? By some means, right? And she was the mole inside of there, giving them information and telling them, You see how that went for Maduro? How to know he was there at that point in time?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
They had to have inside information, right?
They sell the narrative that they put spies and stuff in. Is Delcy?
But Delcy showing under the bus. You understand?
Looking at that at a different perspective.
To show how it is. To show it. After he was taken, right? The very next day, Delcy come and say, We will not stand up. We will not back down. She's fighting the fight, whatever the case will be. And just like that.
She quiet.
She quiet. After that, they come in cool and collective.
The thing
and everything
is,
changed.
while she was saying that, the US was saying something else, and I like, I want to know how this gonna play out, boy.
Yeah. You remember?
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing.
But she had also say that because the loyalists to Maduro, right? She didn't want them to. She didn't want it to look like she was the one.
Yeah.
You understand? Remember, at the time, it will take time before they come in, and you understand. So she had to make it look good. You understand? Otherwise, people will suspect her. But we don't know that's it. Throw the old man, throw him under the bus.
Right. That's a good perspective. 6224911
It's right out of the CIA playbook. That's how they just get to all these leaders in all these countries and them, you know. Yeah, somebody who close to them that is going to compromise and promise them the world, you know, and give them money and whatever the case will be, and you understand? And protection and all of that. How do you think they get Saddam Hussein? How do you think they get Gaddafi? How do you think they get this next guy Idi Amin and all these people who they went for, and all these African leaders and thing too, right? How do you think they try to get Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore? How much time they try to kill him, right? He's a man make sure that his circle is very small. You understand? Don't get twisted. They could get if they want to.
Somebody say all that is speculative. Yeah, it might be, but I mean, there's an opinion to color your life.
Caller.
Hello?
Yes,
get the caller.
Yeah, good night, everyone. And David.
Yeah, man.
So, we could talk about anything, or we have to then specifically what we talk about.
No. You can go ahead and talk and ask a question. Do you think? Go ahead.
So, I partially agree with you when it comes to your views heavy on the nurses aspect and the pay and that kind of thing. But I want to put out something to you, right? I've been trying to push it for close to maybe 20 years. Why does the unions in Trinidad and Tobago don't have schools and training facilities for the union members?
Why they don't have
Maybe
what?
they could look into that. Schools.
Why they don't have schools for the union members?
Schools in the sense that, all right, you have a gas and oil sector, you have a union for that. You have the union. The nurses had a union. Everybody had a union basically, right? Now, we having people who is looking for employment in the various sectors. Now, if the unions have all the qualified people in it, and persons who retire and that kind of thing, you think they should have been opening training facilities to train younger people who coming out of school and that kind of thing. You have a succession plan.
Caller?
Yeah.
That is not the rules and function of a union. You know the rules and function. The union is to seek the interests of the workers and make sure their issues are addressed with regards to the working conditions, their salaries, and make sure that the employer does not abuse them physically, financially, whatever the case may be. The union, that's the role and function of a union, really. No, a union is not to go and find education for young people to get. And first thing, for union can't employ nobody. You understand? The companies do the employment. The union is there to protect the workers.
I understand what you're saying, but I want you to do a little research into some of the unions that have in the U.S.
No, hold on. Listen,
right?
The U.S. are governed under different laws than Trinidad and Tobago, and if it's an association, You understand? If there is an association, but the union is more or less it's to have to speak on behalf of the company on behalf of the workers to the company. So if you have a union, all right, if you have a company with workers and employees and they join your union, you seeking their interest now. So when the company decides, well, all right, we're going to cut the salary or we're going to give them more working hours or anything like that, the union is there to protect them and they have to talk to the union and the union represent them on their behalf with whatever legal issues and things they have. And the workers could go to the union to get a lawyer for them and all these things. But what you're talking about is something different. You understand?
Oh, so we're saying that the union can expand itself to help its members?
You see, I don't think you're looking at it holistically. You are saying that you want the union themselves to go and open a school, right? And then they have to hire people to teach whoever. And who you're teaching? You're teaching anybody child, or you're just teaching the workers who work in the company children? You understand? It's too much. I don't think they're looking at it at a holistically, like all the variables of how this is going to happen.
So,
you understand? First, they build the school, and then they build the school as a private entity, and then they have to get somebody to run the school, then they have to get workers, they have to get people to. I don't think the union is getting enough union juice to do all of that.
You might be surprised.
All right, you know how much it's going to cost to build a school?
You might be surprised.
I'm just asking you, do you know how much it costs to build a school and how much it's going to cost to run a school?
I won't get into that because you might know more than me
Correct. And we also don't know how much money the union gets from union fees. According to which union, there are many unions. There's the PSS, the NUGF, there's the Oil Field Workers Trade Union, there's the OWTU, there's the Cement and Waterfront. Everybody have different union fees and how much people they're representing and all these kind of things. It's too much variables. You understand what I'm saying?
All right. So I need to find out a question from them.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So based on inflation and what other factors involved, we have a 3-year period that they come back to the bargaining table to renegotiate salaries, right?
Right.
And most of the time, in every period, the salaries goes up. Now, how long are we going to be able to sustain that where the salaries continue to go up?
All right, let me explain how that works, right? Salary goes up based on cost of living. So every 3 years, right, the CPO will work out the cost of living of the country, right? Because every few years things go up. So food, housing, transportation, whatever the case will be. So I don't know exactly how this calculated, but it calculate the cost of living, how it expands for the last 3 years, if it rises or if it falls. And based on that calculation, they can adjust to how much the wage of the worker will be, right? Based on the cost of living and how the salary, the previous salary affects, how the cost of living affects their previous salary, right? It's something they do, right? And if the cost of living doesn't go up, right, then their salary don't really go up. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. If it had to go up, it don't go up by much. It's not like every 3 years they just go and raise people's salary just like that.
So therefore, what I'm saying then, let's hear one. Why they are trying to negotiate with governments and whoever else that to keep the cost of living down, to keep that inflation from going up in every period.
Okay. Well, cost. All right. Cost of living is always also based on our ability, right, to how to put it, to
Make money.
To make money. You understand? So let's say we get oil boom and the country making money and we pay off with bills and we pay off with debts and we can sustain ourselves and everything going smooth and the economy booming, right? The standard of living will go up and the cost of living will drop. It means to say that your dollar now could stretch longer. So $100 could buy more in the grocery, could buy more. You understand? So with that now, once the cost of living goes down, right, standard of living increase, right, and with that now, the salary now will have to remain the same because you don't need to get more money. You understand?
So therefore, that means the managers and CEOs and their salary just go up based on the same thing.
Everybody, even including the politicians.
Well, the managers kind of different.
No, when I say managers, managers have to do more like the private sector.
Private sector.
Yeah. We're talking about the public sector. We ain't talking about the private sector, right? The CEOs and managers must be in the private sector.
Even in the public sector, there is benchmark managers and CEO salaries against what did I call it? Global standard.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, then you should benchmark the worker's salary against the same standard.
Well, every country has their own, how to put it. All right. Listen, I know you're kind of long on the phone right now. I had on the phone about 15 minutes here. After this, you gotta give somebody else a chance. Every country is has listen off here. Go ahead. Every country have salary is based around the minimum wage, right? There's a minimum wage, right, and that is based upon your cost of living, right? So we cannot say in Trinidad we're going to pay the same as the United States.
Correct.
We cannot do that. You understand? Because one, our dollar is lower than their dollar and all the variables there. And then have to do with GDP per capita and all these things. So you cannot just say, all right, because that standard for the CEO out there is the same. We should, if we keep in that level of standard for how they're getting paid in international, how they're getting paid here, right? You can't do that, right? Because a nurse here is not working for the same amount of money as a nurse in the United States or a nurse in the UK. That henceforth, plenty of nurses leave and go over there to work because the money is pretty much more for the same job. You understand? So we trying to keep up, pay our nurses the same salary that the UK or the United States is paying. It's kind of difficult for us.
Very.
Yeah.
Though we try, and the only reason why we try is at times is only because of treaties.
Correct.
And you know that relation that we may have with them, so therefore they could transfer nurses or we could transfer nurses.
This is why a lot of Caribbean countries get Cuban nurses because
cheap.
Yeah, because they are the cheapest, and doctors.
Yeah, we'll take one more before we go to NLCB. Caller, your live. Caller, your live.
Yeah, good evening, bros.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, facts over feelings. What I'm saying is this. It's only people who really pass through that period of time will understand what the country going through right now. You see that 86 era?
Yeah.
That was a serious time. And unless people understand that and what gave you to that point, the nexus what gave you to that point, we just spinning on top.
Correct.
Because the country need a reset. This country need to be dragged into the 21st century.
Kicking and screaming.
Yeah. Because I understand all the wage negotiation and everybody with the money but how come it's only when this dispensation of government people that get on so bad, right?
True.
Because
people that be real quiet.
Yeah, under the PNM. Very quiet.
If nothing, wasn't taught to people through COVID time, the way that the government sees us as a people. If people don't understand that treatment, the kind of money passing for COVID, boy, yeah.
They got.
And the kind of loans, maybe you read it out already.
I read it out already.
Months and how much
You know what I
last
do?
year,
I'm going to get back my clips on them when I read it out and play it on this show. That's what I will do.
Because people need to understand. I was saying that you should.
I will do that.
The government should come out and say what is the position of the country. But
yes,
in hindsight, now that I'm watching, I'm listening, I say, nah, boy. I say right now, in my mind, people could really take it a different way and go on a kind of way, but yeah, now that I sit down and I really hear you say that today, and I really watch me in hindsight, I sit down and I meditate on that, you know.
Yeah.
Because Robinson really do that, you know.
Yeah.
And then they placed on Old Mass after that.
Old Mass. Old Mass.
Yeah, so boy.
And
but it always leading back to what I saying to now with inflation and everything else. If the common man who walking around the place, which is the average citizen, not even the non-nationals and all do even one hustle, but they are 2 and 3 work and all kind of thing.
Yeah.
How do they expect the differently able to survive in this country right now, brother?
Okay.
How? If you sell another season, they will cut your money. You sell another biscuit, they will cut your money. It's come that you're getting penalized for trying to improve your life.
Correct.
They need to remove the ceiling off of the differently able community. And they need to give us employment opportunity. They need to create incentives so that the private sector would see it sexy enough to employ us.
Correct.
If I could use a better word.
Yeah, yeah.
Because right now, them does only understand money. The private sector does only understand money.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't make it palatable and sexy enough for them, which is giving them little tax breaks and whatever, they would continue to never employ disabled people. You understand? And that is my contribution this evening to the program.
I thank you very much,
Love and
sir.
respect, Heavy. You might remember the voice now, because that is my intro. I just always come in and say facts over feelings.
All right,
and
brother.
we had this conversation, brother, indeed, that 86. Yeah, we had that conversation on the radio.
Yes, man.
And people need to understand the predicament we're in.
Correct. Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much.
All right, Jonathan Bigo, stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this commercial break. Let's listen to the winning numbers from the National Lotto draw. Stay tuned.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? Confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? And confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
There is a new probation bill which seeks to target prison overcrowding and boost rehabilitation in Trinidad and Tobago. So split sentencing could soon change how offenders are punished and rehabilitated. This is courtesy TTT.
Minister of Justice Devish Maharaj presented justification towards the amendment of the Probation of Offenders Act. He noted that this bill aims to strengthen and expand opportunities for rehabilitation of offenders with accountability present at all stages of the process. Split sentencing is one of the amendments proposed by the minister.
It ensures that offenders are held accountable through imprisonment but are given a structured support to reintegrate into society. If, however, Mr. President, he fails or he commits another offense, that is the probationer, he will do the full sentence or he will come back to serve the remainder of his sentence.
The probation term would also be amended from 3 years to 5 years to allow adequate assessment of rehabilitation. For reformed individuals, Minister Maharaj noted that they stand a chance of having their records sealed.
If you are successful in your period of probation, the probationer can apply to the court to have your records sealed. This is a forward-looking measure, Mr. President. It supports reintegration back into society, giving rehabilitated individuals a second chance to build their lives free from the stigma of past mistakes. In other words, you seal, it doesn't show up on your court record. Get back out into the workplace. You can get your certificate of character from the police, which is a requirement these days, it seems, in most places. And you get back on your feet and you move it.
The minister justified the imposition of split sentencing as being rationally connected to the objective of the bill, which aims to reduce overcrowding in the prison system.
Whether the objective of the bill is sufficiently important to justify the limitation of fundamental rights to private life and freedom of the movement must be answered definitively in the affirmative. Reducing duration of custodial sentences serve to alleviate prison overcrowding, whilst simultaneously ensuring that incarceration is reserved for individuals who pose an imminent threat to public safety, demonstrate persistent offending behavior, or have committed serious offenses.
In all this, the minister noted a fair balance must be struck between the rights of an individual and the rights of citizens.
The legitimate aims being sought by the bill are to ensure that the sanctions imposed on offenders are meaningful, proportionate, and tailored to their individual risks and rehabilitative need. In doing so, it aims to reduce the likelihood of repeat offending and to alleviate pressures on the custodial system. Beyond mitigating the strain on an already overcrowded prison environment, the introduction of split sentencing provides an additional safeguard for the public. It ensures that offenders remain under structured continuous supervision while engaging in rehabilitative interventions.
The amended Probation of Offenders Act may strictly enforce measures including participating in community service, wearing an electronic monitoring device, adhering to a curfew imposed by the court, and the provision of a non-invasive DNA sample prescribed by the court. Faith Chariot, TTT News.
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
That is us moving forward into 21st century justice.
Correct. And it was surprising at first to hear that Trinidad, you mentioned, did not have probation. Right? We didn't do probation. And now we are about to do probation to allow for split sentencing by the court and allow for persons to come out on probation. And if you're catching the act again, well, good jam you. It have a new prison coming, so you got jam.
Wow.
We planning to deal with that overcrowding.
Be careful you say this with jam, eh? There's something to go when it comes to prison.
We gotta talk in prison.
Okay.
But this is a great move though. For persons that wanna understand it a little bit more, if you watch Orange is the New Black, then you'll understand. No, literally, Orange is the New Black. You ever watch it?
No,
the
that's
Netflix. Yeah, it's a Netflix series.
Orange is the New Black?
Orange is the New Black.
Okay.
It's a real nice prison Netflix series, and it speaks about probation as well, and it speaks to that level of if people want to understand it in layman terms, what it actually means. Call on your life.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Earlier on, I chimed in on your program, and I heard you speaking about the economy and the state of the economy and how the PNM is responsible and all of that. But I wonder if you really and truly, both gentlemen, were living here. Who it was that killed Sanders in Tobago? That would have been a real fillip to the economy today. You're getting about 200,000 people in the country every day, every year. So there are several other matters in relation to what the UNC put their hands on that kneecapped the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. I spoke ad nauseum about the absence of the Revenue Authority and money being stolen annually by white-collar criminals. So while I can go on ad nauseum about it, I would only say to you that the blame you ascribe to the PNM for the state of the economy, you should not do that. You should look into the UNC and the part that they played, because they were of the view that if you help the PNM make the economy better, you're going to make the PNM win the elections. And that is why they did not support it.
Question.
So, yes.
PNM had how much years so far from 2015?
I would say, let me just do a little subtraction.
From 2015,
subtraction here. We had 5 for NAR, we had 6 for Mr. Pandey.
No. Hold on.
The question.
From 2015 up to 2026, how much years that is for PNM?
Oh, that's 10 years.
All right. Where the economy at?
The economy is bad. It's in
All right. That answers your question. Have a great day. That answers the question, right? They had it for 10 years. They won twice in a row. They won it in 2020, Well, from in 2015 and then in 2020. And they couldn't fix the economy then. But we're supposed to listen to is UNC cripple the economy for in the 5 years that they were here.
In the 1 year.
In the one, sorry, yeah.
We're talking about the 5 years where the economy wasn't crippled.
Well, we're supposed to believe that now. We're supposed to believe that.
I wouldn't take on.
I'm not taking it on.
The propaganda he's trying to spread right now.
Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
You know, when I hear people like that last caller calling, you know, there are people who, no matter what, they don't want to see Trinidad and Tobago a better place. And we talking about how much, or trying to make it look like UNC contributing something to this country. But people have to understand, since independence, PNM governed this country up to today. Any other government, political party came into office, they didn't really get to govern the country. You know?
Nope.
They had to fix
exactly
the destruction that PNM created. So when NAL came into power, remember we went into a recession that they had to come and change COLA and a lot of things that people didn't like, but had to be done because of what PNM did to this country. And then as soon as they started to change the dynamics of how things need to be done in the country, they got voted out.
Yeah.
They come back again. PNM come and send the country back again into a recessionary period, where Bastille Pandey had to come now and govern this country with oil was $9 a barrel.
$9 a barrel, yep.
And then didn't get the opportunity again to really start to implement. Already they did so much with that amount of money and didn't get to really see the fruition of chartering the country in a direction of making it a better place and getting rid of the deteriorating way of how PNM government governs. Then we have this Rowley coming to office.
We don't have much time again, but real sorry, you gotta wrap up quick. Yeah.
You gotta wrap up. We gotta go.
Okay, and then we have this period here with Rowley come and destroy the economy again, and now we have the burden where this prime minister have to try to work magic to fix things again for them. That is where we are today. Have a good afternoon, gentlemen. Take care, man.
Thanks so much. You too. Let's get to this voice note real quick.
Good night, Heavy. Good night, David Welch. That call and talk about standards. Tell him that he do his research. Because I know he ain't living in Tobago.
Alright, people go just keep
quiet.
quiet.
We can't continue, David. We can't continue. So until tomorrow, we'll be back here, same time, same place. Right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Keep it locked, keep it safe. Trinidad and Tobago, we are out.
I find you just go too quick, you know. Trinidad and Tobago give shoot every stars and everything that you do. If you can see it, then you can 100% be it. And remember, the moment that you choose to give up is the moment a new star is born. Thank you so much again for joining us. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Have you want to say you're not here on Friday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, is it that? All right, no problem. Have a great day, Trinidad and Tobago.